A mental health issue. Jason Whitlock sparks outrage over Caitlin Clark ref outbursts. Jason Whitlock urges Caitlin Clark to improve her demeanor on the court. As much as there was a time when no matter what Caitlin Clark did, her competitive energy and determination to withstand negativity from peers and unnecessary physical play won over countless fans, that same fiery attitude is now drawing extensive scrutiny. The two-time All-Star appears more frustrated with refs than ever, frequently stopping on plays and voicing her disdain after nearly every missed foul call, and making countless moments of frustration visible in the game. Whitlock calls out Clark for her behavior. So much so that Jason Whitlock, who has been one of her strongest supporters, recently went as far as to suggest that Clark could be struggling with mental health issues, and that her behavior on the court is just a reflection of that. She tried to draw a foul. There was no foul, and then you turn to the refs and yell and scream at them like they've done something wrong. People that care about her have been pointing it out. Hey, love you to death, but control yourself. Find a better way to channel your energy. I am sympathetic. I do think this is a mental health issue. Whitlock said, Caitlin Clark behaves poorly on the court, and I'm sympathetic, but she clearly has some mental issues. Caitlin Clark faces scrutiny. During Thursday night's game, Clark particularly received a hostile reception from the crowd in Golden State. Fans showered her with boos at every possible chance they got, showcasing that every time Clark dared to touch the ball, they were ready to hamper her morale. That scene only aggravated as the Indiana Fever lost 90-88 to the Valkyries. However, the tension between Caitlin and the Valkyries organization was already rising. During their prior contest, Clark found herself involved in several heated exchanges. The most notable came against veteran guard Tiffany Hayes. However, even though the Fever won, it was a frustrating affair for Clark, who had 5 personal fouls, a technical, and a flagrant foul assessed against her in 32 minutes. This rugged behavior from Ponytail Pete is coming in a campaign where she is getting more favorable calls than ever, as evidenced by a career-high 6.0 free throw attempts per game, which has thus far played a huge role in Clark averaging a career-high 22.5 points on 41% shooting from the field, which is a career high, over the first 6 games of the 2026 season. Seeing these visuals regularly has frustrated former ESPN broadcaster Carrie Champion so much that she openly bashed Caitlin and her fan base for their sense of entitlement. The more we get to catch these glimpses of Caitlin Clark, I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like the way you behave on the court, Champion said. Clark isn't suffering from mental issues. Caitlin's competitiveness has always been one of the most defining traits of her game and personality. However, at this point in her career, her organization and fans demand excellence and success from her every night. Thus, Clark needs to channel that energy into getting better at shot creation, playmaking, and leadership. That is why Whitlock's suggestion that she may be dealing with mental health issues was an extreme conclusion to draw. Instead, the criticism is much simpler. Clark needs to manage her frustrations with officials more effectively, because everything she does will generate a new narrative about her. However, Caitlin is rarely the first WNBA star to be so dismissive of the refs. Even 5-time scoring champ and 3-time WNBA champion Diana Taurasi used to be livid with the refs, but the only way she still achieved so much success was by channeling her frustration into better production. That is exactly what Caitlin Clark needs to learn.